One of the reasons why I love The Mist so much is that it reinforces an idea I've had about adversity for a long time. The saying is adversity builds character, but I think it actually reveals character. I mean, it's perhaps some people could develop positive traits because they're exposed to a certain crises and a certain adversity. They become a better versions of themselves. But typically, I think in a crisis, you typically see who the person truly is. You learn who you truly are, and that's what you see in this movie. These characters, their true characters, are revealed. Some people crack under pressure. Some people take advantage of the situation, and for those reasons, I really enjoy watching The Mist. The Mist features one of the most disturbing endings I've ever seen. The Mist focuses on a bunch of small town people who get trapped in a grocery store because there's a mist coming into town, and anybody who gets caught up in a mist suffers a horrible fate. People disappear, you hear people screaming, there's body parts being thrown around, there's something terrible in the mist, there's creatures in the mist. And these people are in this grocery store and they're trapped there. And the protagonist focuses on this man with his son. He's there with his young son, maybe he's about 8 or 9 years old, and they are in this grocery store when this mist comes in and people start to die. And he's trying to protect his son. And essentially, there's two major conflicts. There's the creatures outside of this store, this grocery store. They're threatening to kill people. And then there's the threat inside the store. Inside the store, you have this woman who is mentally unstable. She is supposedly obsessed with the Bible or whatever, Revelations, a particular part of the Bible, and she's using the situation to scare the hell out of people and convince them that certain people need to be sacrificed. Now, you have two factions. You have her followers, and then you also have our protagonist, played by Thomas Jane. Now, the conflicts in this story, a lot of it stems from the fact that people can't respond effectively to this crisis situation. People buckle under the pressure. People see terrible things and they mentally can't adapt. They can't adjust. And a lot of these people just snap. Some of these people just freeze. And there's absolute chaos in this story. One of the things that really grabbed my attention, I didn't understand why they were so loud. They were making so much noise, and it seemed like they were attracting these things because of their reaction to the whole crisis. Just watch these people divide, and they're so focused on one another. No matter how big the threat was outside the place, they ultimately became so focused on one another that they couldn't even really keep people safe. They turned on one another. And for me, when I think about The Mist, I think about what's going on in America. Anyway, talking about the movie, when you get the 4K, you get 4 discs. And I should tell you that this is what it looks like. This structure right here is not that solid. I've seen these cases before, and this part right here breaks, so keep that in mind. But anyway, it comes with the Blu-ray in the back, the black and white version of the Blu-ray, and the color version. And you have the black and white version of the 4K, and you have the regular color version of the 4K. I will say that I didn't understand why people were into the black and white version so much, but when I saw the black and white version, I thought, okay, this is a vibe. I get why people are into it. Really interesting. Yeah, this is a pretty good movie. The ending, like I said, it's still very disturbing. And I have a lot of questions about the decisions that people made in this movie, and that's why I keep going back to this movie. This is based off of a Stephen King short story, and it's supposed to have 2 hours of extras on here, additional footage. And I definitely recommend this movie. This is one of my favorites. Okay, as far as horror, I definitely give this a solid 8. Definitely recommend it. If you get a chance, check it out on streaming. It's a good idea. But if you like the movie, I definitely think it's worth getting the 4K because I can see the difference in the sharpness between the Blu-ray and the 4K. And the 4K is like almost like you're there. That's how sharp it is. So that's one of the reasons why I like the format. I didn't have any problems playing this. There's no freezing, no skipping or anything like that. So Stephen King's The Mist, definitely recommended. Pretty good horror. You guys share your thoughts on this. And what do you think about the decisions? What would you have done if you were trapped in that store? Imagine that you're trapped in a grocery store. There are people trying to escape the grocery store. They go out into the mist and you see body parts. People are ripped apart. There's flying bugs coming out. You see people get stung by a massive giant bug and their neck swells up and they die. And yeah, people inside killing one another. I mean, what would be your play? I mean, there's a lot of different decisions. Are you going to get the heck out of there because people are losing their damn mind? Or are you going to try to play it almost safe, like under the radar, try to pretend like you're going along with the group just so they don't turn on you? And you might want to do that because you wouldn't want to deal with the risk of going outside. But if you stay inside that store and some lady's like, let's sacrifice this person, then you might be that person that she decides to sacrifice. So that's a risk that you're taking. Pretty wild. All right, guys. Thanks.